Hey YouTube, this is Metagross Freak, and just today I want to show you a video of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Now, I based my top 10 list after a list of actually about 30 to 40 Pokemon, and I narrowed it down based on Pokemon I've talked about or artwork you might have seen on my DeviantArt. The top 10, some of them might be obvious, some of them a little less obvious, or if you've seen some of my other videos, like my Ghost video, my Dragon video, my Steel video, stuff like that, some of these Pokemon should be obvious, while others you might not guess. So, without further ado, Metagross Freak's top 10 favorite Pokemon. Number 10 is Dragonite. It was really hard to find a piece of artwork on DeviantArt that reflected Dragonite the way I wanted it to be reflected. The very first time we see Dragonite in the anime is in Mystery at the Lighthouse, and I love the idea of Dragonite just being this, this calm, peaceful, Pokemon that isolates itself, just lives on the sea caves. This was the only piece I could find of it. Most of their fan art was kind of goofy, very, like, kind of, I don't know, it reminded me of Barney, the dinosaur. This, however, I think best reflects the mood of Dragonite. Number 9, Sceptile. Sceptile was the very, I raised a Sceptile from a Trico being my very first starter Pokemon ever. Sceptile is today one of my still fastest Pokemon, and I love the whole, like, half dinosaur, half, like, ninja blade master. It's the guardian of the forest, and it protects everything there, and I just think it's a great Pokemon, and I'm glad it was the first Pokemon I ever received. Number 8 is a tie between Gardevoir and Gallade. The reason I'm willing to tie them is because they're basically the same Pokemon. A Gallade is just a male version of Gardevoir. And most of the artwork I have that features Gallade has Gardevoir in it. I just love both the Pokemon. Gardevoir is basically the special attacker, and Gallade is the physical attacker, but they basically have near identical stats, and they go well together. Next up is Giratina. I mentioned in the Ghost video and the Dragon video how I love Giratina, especially in his origin form. There's a lot of great Giratina artwork, but I think this piece above all, which is actually a promotional piece Nintendo and Game Freak sent out for Pokemon Platinum, best fits how I feel about Giratina. You can see Palkia and Dialga just, staring up at the towering Giratina, and you kind of get this feeling that they're both thinking, oh crud, we're doomed. Giratina is powerful, he's fast, at least mine's pretty fast, and I think he is one of the coolest legendaries. In fact, he's one of the only 2 legendaries on this list. Next up, Gigalith. Now, Gigalith is, he's an interesting Pokemon. He has really high attack, really high defense, but everything else is kind of average, and then you have the speed. Now, I have a level 100 Gigalith, and its speed is 101. Considering that my Sceptile's is almost 300, Gigalith is probably, I actually did check, Gigalith is the slowest level 100 legendary I have. In fact, even Regigigas, the Regigigas I have at level 100, is like 170 or 180 or something, and I thought that was slow. Gigalith is really slow. But I love his ridiculously high physical attack, and I love the way he looks, just the walking rock formation. The first time we see him in the anime, he's going crazy because he has a nail in his foot, which I think kind of makes him look like a pansy. But one thing I love about Gigalith is no matter what artwork he's in, he looks great, especially in group shots. Up on the left we have the night, on the left and the right we have the happy, like, friendly pieces. Right is kind of more of the oh, you're a trainer, I'm a trainer too kind of thing. Left, it's more of that, oh, yay, we just beat the gym. But either way, it looks good in kind of it looks good in group shots, regardless of whether it's a happy emotion or just a regular emotion, or even at the bottom when you have the little family shot. You know, you get the sense that Gigalith is one of those Pokemon who's big, tough, and will protect you. You wouldn't want to mess with Gigalith. He'd basically be the perfect bodyguard. Next up is Volcarona. I absolutely love Volcarona. Um, I raised mine from a Larvesta in Pokemon White, and I absolutely love him. I'm actually kind of sad he's reached level 100 because I just want to keep raising him because he's so much fun to use. Volcarona can learn almost every type of attack, and he looks great in artwork, including the comic on the left entitled Bug Zapper, where you see the other moths. You have Venomoth and Dustox and Mothim all getting hit by bug zappers, and you have Volcarona just walk up, he gets a little zap, and he's like, no. Burn it with fire! The middle piece is a kind of a fusion someone tried to do with Volcarona and like Mothula from the Legend of Zelda series. I don't really get the whole Mothula fusion, but I think the Volcarona in the bottom piece looks really good. Volcarona is powerful, he's pretty darn fast, and he's got a lot of great moves. So I just love him. Plus, he's the only bug type and the only fire type I like, so it just makes sense he'd be one of my favorites. Lucario. Lucario is one of the best dang Pokemon in the game. I mean, the fact that they put him in like the second route of Black 2 and White 2, I think was actually an error in their part, because it makes the rest of the game ridiculously easy. As you can see, most of Lucario's fan art people do tend to be more, kind of like the Taoist, artistic, like Zen kind of thing. With you've got your standard pose in the bottom of the like posy meditative-y thing. You have the magic on the right and like a tribal tattoo on the left. Interestingly, all of these are kind of a left-facing jump pose, but Lucario is a fabulous Pokemon. He's not ridiculously fast, but he's above average fast, and regardless of whether you make yours a special attacker or a physical attacker, Lucario gets the job done 9 times out of 10. The only time you ever have a problem is if you're ever facing down a ground type, which, just you don't even have to worry about it. He's just that powerful. Darkrai. Darkrai is, I believe, my number 3 on here. Darkrai is the best, is in my opinion, the best legendary ever, and other than Giratina, is the only legendary you'll see on this list. Darkrai is fast as hell, he's strong as hell, and the only Pokemon to use Dark Void, which if you're in a triple battle, you can make all 3 of your opponent's Pokemon fall asleep, and because of his ability Bad Dreams, they lose 1/8 of their health each turn. Darkrai has ridiculously powerful special attack, meaning that even if you give him, Dark Void, or if you give him, say, as his offensive move, something like Dark Pulse, Dream Eater, and one of my favorite moves, Thunderbolt, Darkrai is basically unbeatable. Not only that, but he's based on the Boogeyman, and he looks awesome. And he's one of the few, actually in my opinion, he's like the only Pokemon that I can think of that even resembles Slenderman. So, Darkrai, I tip my hat to you. You have one of the best Pokemon movies, and you are awesome. This one shouldn't be a surprise. Metagross. Metagross is number 2 on the list. Surprisingly, a lot of fan art of Metagross tends to be more either just bulky, like normal Metagross, or occasionally you find Anthros like these. Now, I always found it was hard to have a human Metagross, but these 3 do the best job. As you can see, the top left one is actually my channel icon, and is my icon on DeviantArt, and my I think it's my current icon on Steam as well. Oh no, actually that's right. My current icon on Steam is the Metagross at the bottom on the left. Metagross, like Gigalith, is Metagross is kind of slow, but he has amazing defenses, and he can also learn a wide variety of moves. Mine has Zen Headbutt, Meteor Mash, Hammer Arm, and Earthquake. And I wouldn't have this channel wouldn't be called Metagross Freak if Metagross wasn't one of my favorite Pokemon. However, a new Pokemon has arisen since Generation 3 when the amazing Metagross came out, and I unfortunately had to make him number 1 because he's just, in my opinion, the best Pokemon ever. Porygon-z. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of artwork of fan art of Porygon-z that I thought would go well up here, and there isn't any anime appearance. I mean, he had a little cameo as a still shot in the latest movie, but since Electric Soldier Porygon back in Season 1, Porygon and his family have never appeared in the anime since, and that's bad. That's bad, and they should feel bad. Because it wasn't Porygon's fault, it was Pikachu, but Porygon has a bad rap. But, then again, considering how amazing Porygon is it really that bad? Porygon is pretty darn fast, considering it doesn't have wings or legs. It just kind of floats there. But it's pretty fast, and its special attack is almost as high as my Mewtwo's, and my Mewtwo has ridiculously high special attack stats. Porygon can learn, similar to Volcarona, Porygon can learn almost every type of attack. My Porygon currently has Thunderbolt, Psychic, Signal Beam, and Ice Beam, which with that wide range of moves, it can pretty much super effective against almost anything. I think Porygon can actually learn almost every type of move except for ground and rock. But then again, it's a special attacker, so that's okay. Porygon's awesome. I did a plush video on a Porygon plush I had a while back, and I was willing to trade an entire deck of Pokemon cards to get a Porygon-z card because you know what? I wanted it that badly. Porygon-z, you are amazing, and you are my number 1. So, thanks for watching. I'm Metagross Freak, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have if you agree with my top 10 or have a Pokemon you think I should have put in instead, please send a message to me. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And remember, all of the 10 Pokemon in this video are my personal opinion, so it's okay if you don't agree. So, until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and thanks for watching. Darn it. My mouse. There we go. Thanks for watching. Bye.